Right then, good evening everybody, and welcome to the first round of Season 9 for the first time of our brand new open tier. This is a brand new tier for IIRL in which this is completely open, everyone is allowed into this tier. So no matter what pace, no matter what ability you have, you are allowed in. And as you can quite clearly see, it is a wet qualifying. This is normally going to be reverse championship order. However, because it is the very first round, it is going to be based on qualifying. So as you can see, we have 12 drivers for tonight. We are looking for new members, as you always can do. So if anyone would like to join, get in touch with... I can put you in touch with Padge or anyone that runs the league, and we can get you in if you are looking for Thursday races. Good evening, the Riddler. I hope you're doing very well. I hope you're looking forward to this race, my friend. As you can quite clearly see, it is wet. If we can get confirmation from one of the drivers about whether it is going to be any interesting. Good evening, Alex, my friend. I hope you're doing very well. As you can quite clearly see, open tier, it is raining. We have rain in qualifying for this first round. Of course, as I was just saying, Alex, this is going to be reverse championship order every other race. However, because it is the first round, it is going to be decided based on qualifying. And it is wet and it is moist. So, first cars out on track are the two RBs of Björn and Wouter. Of course, Wouter having a great showing in F2 last year, along with Björn. But Björn has also had some great pace in Formula 81. But based on the other drivers we have 1010, who I believe has won an NA championship. We have Steinos, our reigning F2 champion. Of course, F2 turning into the open tier. So we wait and see what we see from him. We have Alessio, new driver to the league. We have Max in the Haas, who performed very well in F2 last season. I've already spoken about Wouter and Björn. We have Deflated Wee, who is reserving tonight, but he is, of course, an NA champion and very, very quick. We have David, who is did very well in F2 last season, getting a few podiums. We have Rothwell, who, yet again, very good performer, got great race wins. We have Kodkamper, who is probably one of the people in the running for the NA Championship this season, and he was in it for last season. Björn in the first sector, setting a very good pace for the first driver out there. We then have Malbro, who was a very good performer in NA last season. And then we have Scuderia, or otherwise known as Killian, who, again, great performances in assist here last season. And, of course, F2. Alex, you supporting David tonight, are you? We'll see what these drivers can do on this very, very wet track. Alex, I hope you're not boiling, my friend. It is very sweltering in England. So Björn going into the final chicane now. We'll see what he can produce. Invalidated on the final corner. That's not the best start to this qualifying session for Björn. Wouter is up next, in which he goes fastest with a 23.2. Of course, it's the first driver to set a time. Malbro has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. That's not very good. Very, very questionable stuff from the FIA there. Everyone is, apart from Malbro, is on track. Kodkamper jumping up to top of the leaderboard with a 21.7. With next driver up is one of the Red Bulls. It is Steinos. And Steinos will cross the line now and set a 22.6, putting himself third. Lovely stuff so far. 10.10 is just crossed the line now. As Alessio goes fastest and missed that. So up next is going to be someone. Wouter was up next, he goes P4. Then we have Max, who is on an lap now, but he invalidated, he did this next lap. Then we have David up next. See what David can produce. He's one of 3 drivers that hasn't been able to set a lap time just yet. And Steinos goes fastest. Is 10.10 up next to the line. Stays 4th place. Then we have Deflated Wee starting a run, and Alessio coming up to the line now, and does not manage to go any faster just yet. Killian has invalidated. Then we have Björn going top of the leaderboard. Great lap time from Björn there. Wouter has just gone 3rd fastest with a 21.5. Max is up next, but he did invalidate. And that means David, who also invalidated, will not be setting that run. But Cod Camper up next to the line will produce a 20.5, putting himself on provisional pole as the Mercedes of Rothwell now exits the pit lane. We then have 10.10 up next to the line, and he goes P4 and has a little spin for good measure. Alessio is up next. We've got 10 minutes left of qualifying, and apologies, I just have to invite Seb to the lobby, that way he can get in. And that means up next is going to be Max. He will finish this run and will go P9 with a 21.7. Good start there. David has invalidated again, unfortunate for him. And Cod Camper is getting a little cheeky toe, but he's invalidated, so he will not be finished. He comes into the pit lane there. Steinos has also invalidated, so he will not be setting this run. It does come into the pit lane. Same with 10.10, unfortunately, and Deflated Wee does look to be on a run at the moment. We've got yellow flag, which is Killian letting drivers through. The Deflated Wee next to the line is going to go P3 with a 20.8, puts himself 3/10 away from pole position, as Seb has now got into the Ferrari, which is his allotted car. Björn has just gone fastest with a 20.3. Great lap from Björn there. Of course, the session is not over yet. Anything is possible as Max now comes to the line and stays P9. David is finally going to get his first run in and not invalidate and go P5 with a 21.2. He'll be quite happy with that so far. He's still got 8 minutes left to set a run, as I am sweating here, but they will be feeling all the moisture and be liking it. Rothwell must have invalidated because he was not able to improve, and that means next up to the line will be Deflated Wee. He's starting a run now by the looks of it, so let's spend a lap Deflated Wee. However, Alessio is coming to the line first. He does a little squirm out of the final chicane. Will that affect his lap time too much? He goes fast as the track conditions must be drying out there for people to be improving. But Killian is up next and goes P3. Great lap from Killian there, which means I think Wouter has just started a run now. Max is 8 tenths up, but has a very squirmy exit at the Wall of Champions corner and puts himself P6. There'll definitely be more time than that. He'll be hoping to extract it all. David comes into the pit lane there, and Cod Camper is unfortunately not going to finish his run. 1010 is starting a run now, and Rothwell is coming to the line. He is a 10th up. We have yellow flag in sector 2, which is Killian or Seb letting drivers through. Rothwell stays P11, plenty of time in that for him, I imagine. Oh, Deflated Wee is up next. He is another 4 tenths up on his best previous times, which means that he will go top of the time boards and is the first driver to get into the 19s. Which means next driver up to the line will be Seb starting a run, but that means Wouter will be the official next driver to start a lap, or to end a lap, sorry, my apologies, and he will go up to P6 with a 20.9, we'll call it. And that means next up will be Cod Camper to the line. Let's see what he can produce. The times are coming quick and fast in this short qualifying session. Congratulations, Killian, on reaching a 3-stream streak. Cod Camper goes fastest with a 19.7. Yellow flags, which is the V-card letting drivers through. Killian, congratulations, I am on 30 currently. Rothwell has retired from the session. I don't know, that's in the pit lane, so I don't imagine he thinks he can go any quicker, or just mainly, or is not feeling the conditions are up to him. So Seb is up to the line now, and Killian has decided to select the soft tyres, and Sebastian will go P8. It's a great first lap for him, as we have less and less drivers on track. But David has just come out of pit lane. Steinos is going through turn 1. The rain has not ended just yet. Oh, Cod Camper will be next to the line. He is pushing, so we will wait and see what he can produce. He's already at the top of the timing boards, but can he go any quicker than he already is? He comes into the pit lane. There's me hyping him up, and he comes into the pit lane. 1010 has invalidated, so he'll be going again on the next lap. We have yellow flags again. That is a Aston Martin who's on the grass. Congratulations, David. Which means next up we have Sebastian, who is pushing. We'll see what he can produce. He's currently P8 with a 21.2. he will have to improve it quite a bit to get him by at least 8/10 to get himself anywhere near the top 5, but he goes into the pit lane. Obviously is looking to get new tyres. I don't know what the weather's doing in the race, but I imagine we'll be seeing some dry conditions. Alessio is just starting a run now. One of the Aston Martins is coming out of the pit lane. Björn goes fast, this is all that chaos. The track, wow, 4/10 faster than Pod. The track must be drying massively. The rain has definitely decreased since the start of this qualifying session. Killian has invalidated, but we'll hope for his sake that it's not a this and next lap. It is not, so that is good news for him, as my laptop has just died, so there will be no chat for the moment. But we are still underway. As Killian has hit the wall on his lap, as very unfortunately he is not invalidated though, so he should be alright to continue. As Killian now coming through the second sector, we'll see what he can produce. And Killian now entering the hairpin. David goes P9. Killian will go to P3. Great lap there from Killian. 10:10 is up next. Good evening, Red Dragon. This is not. It is regarded as open tier, so it's not specifically 81, but anyone can join. So it's no matter like what your pace level is, what assists you use, anyone. This tier is completely open to any who anyhow. So as we've got 39 seconds left of qualifying, yeah, Willow is not racing tonight. He's not full time in the this tier. He said he might be able to get in for some races, but I don't think he enjoys Canada too much, as Björn improves even more. First driver into the 18s, getting lost in all this chaos. Wouter has retired in the pit lane, so he is not going to get another lap in. 10:10 is officially starting a run now. Max is going to finish his last run now. He'll be 10:10 did not manage to go across the line, so 10:10 will be P7 at the maximum. Max will be P9. Next up to the line will be Deflated Wee. He is currently 3/10 up on his previous best, which is not good enough to beat Björn at the moment. Sebastian crosses the line P10, so there was no improvement for him. And Deflated Wee enters the final corner now. He does not invalidate. He's got a bit of battery left to play with. Alessio is in the background. Deflated Wee stays P4. Alessio invalidated. That is not what he would have wanted. Cod Camper is next and goes P. Steinjoss was up next, sorry, and goes P2. Then we have another car there. That was Björn. Cod Camper will go P2 ahead of his teammate. So that looks like a Björn pole. Just Killian left, but he has invalidated, so that is the end of qualifying. That was a great little qualifying session there. Got to be honest, there was the wet weather definitely added to that. So, as Rothwell has left again, that's not great for him. But, so to round off the top 13 drivers, we have Björn on pole. Great lap from him. Kodkamper P2, Steinjoss P3, great showing from the Red Bull duo. Alessio P4, Killian P5, Deflated Wee P6, 1010 P7, Wouter P8, Max P9, Sebastian P10, David P11, Rothwell P12, and Malbro P13. So now we enter our 5-minute break, in which the drivers will do what. Thank you, Deflated Wee, for that. Thank you for doing that for me. Yeah, Björn, that was a great lap from you. And yeah, you're right. Wet qualifying never disappoints. Absolutely great qualifying, especially for the first and only one of the season. As a reminder, all of these open tier races will be reverse championship order. That's the way I was wording it. So whoever wins this race will be starting from the back of the grid next week in Austria. It is a sprint weekend in no assist and assist here. We will figure out during the week, during the next week, how we will be running, if we will be running this race with a sprint format. But we will figure that out. Good evening, Willow. Yeah, you should have been on track. You should have been on track, mate. We just had a wet qualifying. You would have enjoyed it. Yeah, Willow just a reserve for now. He doesn't fancy it week in, week out. Nah, I'm just messing. It is stifling. Willow, in the nicest way possible, you do not need practice. But as we are apparently Rothwell internet keeps dying, so that'd be fun. 3 AM? What were you doing until 3 AM? What goes through someone's head to... Please don't tell me you're practicing till 3 AM on a different track. Ah, you were playing GTA, fair enough. Fair play. I mean, to be fair, you have got that air conditioning unit that, well, it forces you to be so far away from your TV when you're racing, but you know. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I don't know what temperature it is, but it is way too hot, and I mean, I doubt you'll know this, Red Dragon, but British weather is just different. It's 27 apparently, but it feels like 40, to be honest with you. So, like, if like when they say like it's like 50 degrees on, it always is. Like, isn't it usually like Scotland is like usually like less than 20, and everything else is like boiling hot or something like that. I'm never too sure, but it's always hot. So. Can you tell me why it always rains in Wales then, Willow? It's- This Killian is also sweating. Very, very nice. Damn it. I imagine we are very close now. We should be starting any moment now. We should be going at 20:04, which is about now. So as usual, we don't get a timer because the commentary box hates me. Red Dragon, I've got 115k. Yeah, as we now go for the formation lap, in which everyone is underway. As you can see, we do have a mixture of mediums and hards for this race. Of course, strategy is unbeknownst to everyone, so we'll wait and see what people produce and whether or not safety cars play a factor or not. I don't know where Ethan is, Willow. Like, he is probably worrying about his own heat. But as you can see, we have Björn, Steinos, Tenten, Wouter, Max and David all on the mediums, and we have Pod, Alessio, Scuderia or Killian, Deflated Me, Sebastian, Rothwell and Marlboro all on the hards. Yeah, that's one of the benefits of this this game, just it being the range of strategies being so much more. But it is just going to be, makes it interesting week in, week out, like. Yeah, you just kind of have to work around the strategies, as you can see Björn pointing his car towards Cod Camper very, very nicely, as you get everyone else lining up for the grid. Sebastian running his grid box a little too far, and Marlboro and Rothwell are running a bit too far back here. Rothwell has turned on ghost mode for some reason. I mean, we've only got 13 drivers, it might make it quicker. Marlboro has disqualified himself. And as we get underway, it is 5 red lights, and away they fly! It's underway here in Canada, as Björn gets a very nice start, but Steinos and Cod Camper going side by side into turn 1, as Killian is now battling Deflated We on the exit of turn 2. Deflated We getting the better of that, as everyone else just follows through. Marlboro makes his way past the ghosted Rothwell. Underway, Björn is still leading the way. Steinos following just behind both of them, using their medium tyres to their advantage. Camper currently P3. Alessio in his, I believe it's his debut race actually, in P4. We P5 currently. Killian P6. Tenten P7. Wouter P8 to start us off. And Max and Sebastian P10. A bit of wing damage there. Sebastian has gone a bit round. We'll have to... Can this camera fix itself, please? Thank you very much. We'll have to see. Does Sebastian has end plate damage. Wouter made his way past 10-10, going into the chicane. Apologies if you missed that. David just following in behind Max at the moment. Yeah, the end plate is from Sebastian, Alex. But Steinos has fallen back off the back of Björn. Must have been a mistake there from Steinos. Steinos is very, very slid through the, I think it's turn 5 or 6. little chicane bit there. They're very, very close to the wall for Steinjoss. Sebastian has made his way past Marlborough. As you get a little showing for the strategies. Could be seeing 2s, could be seeing 1s. As Rothwell is still ghosty. And Steinjoss has fallen even further back off Björn. That's not what Steinjoss would see. Our reigning F2 champion, of course, is now running in the open pit. As Steinjoss getting very, very close to the wall there, but it did not look good. But Björn setting the fast lap of a 12.6 so far. A bit of end-play damage from Deflated Wee as he runs into the back of Alessio, I believe. That is interesting to say the least. So Deflated Wee has wing damage now, which he will have to live with until he makes his first pit stop. This might give Killian the chance to pounce in a respectable manner, as Killian will now have the power of DRS, but he is not able to catch up. But COD might be having a look at the back of Sebastian. Gets the first 3-second time penalty of this race. And as Red Dragon has clearly stated, Björn has broken a 3-second lead, which COD Camper will now be looking to get past his teammate with the use of Zebari and DRS, which he does. David makes his way past Max's Deflated Wee, pulls into the pit lane off his hard tyres. A very, very early stop there for Deflated Wee, but he does not feel comfortable going around with that wing damage. But as we go back to the front of the grid, Björn is just running away with it at the moment. COD Camper has gotten past his teammate of Steinjoss. We'll have to see, there might be a safety car at some point in time, maybe a little sprinkle of a collision, which could help Deflated Wee get back into this race. But right now he's 15 seconds off the back of Rothwell. Maybe that was a slight warning there for the Red Bull, as Rothwell, I believe, has connected back. He's not, he's still in ghost mode. But we'll see if COD Camper can start catching up to the back of Björn. The gap still is increasing. COD will have the better tyres eventually, but right now he is not going to, as Björn will utilise his medium tyres to the best of his ability for as long as possible. All following in this little train. This train is from P2 all the way down to P7 of 1010, who has not been able to make up any positions so far. We're a seventh of the way into this race. It's a very interesting track here. Like, it's very high speed, but there's not too many overtaking opportunities. And it is a very narrow track, which does limit them in these massive cars. So, when it comes down to it, these drivers are going to have to be very, very picky with their overtaking opportunities. As Steinjoss has got a 1.6 second gap to his teammate, which means Alessio might be there to pounce on the Red Bull driver. As you can quite clearly see, he makes him pass with ease. As Killian has a look down the inside, as Steinjoss has to take the off ramp, and Steinjoss gets passed by Buta as well. I mean, it's just not a too wide corner, really. Good evening, Steely. I hope you are very well, my friend. I imagine Steinjoss managed to back off enough to not get a warning. But Steinjoss did go off the off-ramp. We have a yellow flag, and it's brought out the VSC. That is Sebastian, who is round, and I believe he does not have a front wing. As you can see from this camera, I do not believe he has a front wing. I can't see because cameras are absolutely muddy. Yeah, Sebastian does not have a front wing. That is very, very interesting to see. And this, unfortunately, will not help Deflated Wii as much as he would like. But he will hopefully be able to catch up a little bit. Steinos has... That's very strange. He is... taken the hairpin a bit sneakily. I mean, we'll wait to see if anything happened there. Doesn't seem to be any issues. It was under the VSE. I don't think he made a move, but 1010 comes in for a pit stop, maybe trying a different strategy. He'll be... I hope for his sake that the VSC does not call it quits now. Yeah, I'm good, Steely. Thank you very much. I hope you are very well. I know you said you were going to be racing, but we have 3 drivers pulled into the pit lane. 1010 will be the first one to come in. Malbro has decided to follow his teammate forward tonight. Deflated Wii has got a drive-through. That is not good. VSC has officially ended, so it has not worked in Sebastian's favour or Malbro's, but Deflated Wii has now got a drive-through. That is so very unfortunate for him. All that work he's been trying to do to catch up to the back of the pack, and as Steely has put it very nicely, that Wii's hopes have been deflated here, and I will not be quoting him in that quote, but that does mean after the restart that Björn is 6 seconds ahead of Cod Camper. Absolutely flying start. There is a bit of interesting lag in there. Looked like it was going to put Cod Camper into the wall, but he is alive and well. So we have Alessio being followed by Cod Camper in the battle for P3. Currently a 3-10 gap. I wonder if Killian will look for the move. Bit of locking up here and there from the Ferrari driver. I will see if he can make the move, maybe into this hairpin, but this chicane, but the dirty air not helping Killian as much as he would hope. But this is our closest battle on track as well. It is only lap 8 currently. We've already had a VSC. Sebastian with another 3-second time penalty. So he is now on 6 seconds. So we'll have a look at position gained here. Quick look at the penalties. 1010 has a 3-second. Deflated Wii has a drive-through, and Sebastian has a 6-second time penalty. So position gains, your biggest gainer at the moment is David, who is up 4 positions into 7th place. And Deflated Wii is your biggest loser as Steinos comes into the pit lane now. And we'll be pitting onto what will look like the hard tyres here, which is interesting for his strategy, so he'll look to go to the end. Max now has a 3-second time penalty for the rest of this race. Oh, that as Deflated Wii has been disqualified for ignoring a drive-through penalty. What? So that is it for Deflated Wii's race. He did not serve his drive-through within 3 laps, which means he has been disqualified. That is very unusual. We have not got a safety car brought out because of it, but that is not a usual sight to see. I mean, we did see this on Tuesday, Steely, with Chaz getting a penalty that he did not know about. So maybe he did not know about his penalty. I mean, we'll get confirmation at some point, but Deflated Wii is disqualified from this race. That is definitely unusual. but everyone's still following nicely. Björn is still... Yeah, Björn's still putting a great lead out, currently at 7.5 seconds. Yeah, Willow is correct. It's not the first disqualification we have seen, but it is definitely the most unusual disqualification we have seen, because drivers will get told that they have a drive-through. So why he did not decide to serve it, I do not know. Steinjoss getting a 3-second time penalty. He is currently running P10. As Malbro has got past Sebastian. Sebastian having a little snap. As Max has been overtaken by Tenten as well, with the use of the DRS. And Wuta pits now for his pit stop of the race onto the hard tyres, which will allow 1010, Max and the ghost car of Rothwell and Steinjoss through. As David gets his first 3-second time penalty, he's currently running up in P5. Very, very good start from David. As we have confirmation that Steinjoss is currently winning P9. As now Björn, the race leader, now comes into the pits for his pit stop. I imagine he'll be trying to nurse it through to those tyres through to the end, which pushes Camper into the lead. He's got a 7/10 gap to Alessio in P2, as Max will make his pit stop as well, along with David. David is committed himself to the 2-stop here. He is elected for another set of mediums, which is very interesting, as other drivers are attempting the 1-stop. Sebastian will make his way through and come out ahead of Max. Well, to be fair, I imagine Steinjoss and 1010 will be trying to make it to the end on this set, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see for anything can happen. We've still got 23 laps left of this race. As we'll go back up to the first fightees, as Alessio had a look at Camper, but did not elect to make the move. We've got a lovely little battle at the back here, battle for P10, in which we imagine that Seb will make the move. He's not got DRS, Max had it, which means Max would have made the move into the hairpin, but Malbro having a look as well. Back up to the leaders. They are, well, still side by side. Ruta has overtaken Rothwell's ghost car. Yeah, the risk of puncture is definitely going to be a big lock-up from Camper. I mean, to be fair, Björn could. Rothwell has had some dodgy internet, as Alessio makes the move on. As Malbro gets a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, Rothwell had some really dodgy internet and kept lagging in and out, so EA's taking your internet off, you Steely. And Willow doesn't think that the tyres will make it to the end on Björn's car. You should add like an internet thing to that. I mean, if you could, you should have added an internet thing to that prompt. We have a ghosted Rothwell come into the pit lane. Yeah, as Björn is catching very, very quickly to the back of this pack. He is now 2.6 seconds off and counting. Okay, Sebastian getting a 3-second time penalty here. But Björn is catching very, very quickly, very, very swiftly to this pack. He will be within touching distance. We've got a yellow flag, which is Sebastian is round again. He's hit the wall, very unfortunate. He's stopped. And he is not moving, he's struggling to get it going. He was not able to... He managed to find his way out of the grass. Lucky for him. But Alessio is still leading this race. But as we go back to the front of the grid, Alessio still leading the way by, as Sebastian is out, he is retired in the pit lane. So that has not been a good race. As you saw, he spun it at left-right, which is where Jakob DNF'd on Tuesday, and Sebastian has decided to call this race quits. Björn still in P4, but he's at the back of the train. He's just set the fastest lap of this race, which is great for him. He's going to make the move on Killian now in... Oh, he backed out at the last moment. Smart thinking there from Björn. Does not want to risk damage or causing a Sebastian Vettel Lewis Hamilton. But he sends the move now. Bit of contact there between Killian and Björn, but Killian does fall out behind for now. Björn is now going to be looking ahead at his sister's team of the Red Bull, and we'll be looking at making a move on Cod Camper into the hairpin, maybe. Big smoke there. Maybe a little lock-up. I say a little, but maybe a lock-up there from Cod Camper and Björn there, but Björn, with the power of the battery, we might have a look now, and he does not. He stays back for now. As Killian gets a 3-second time penalty. No, not Killian. But will Björn make the move into one? He will not. They try around the outside into two, but not able to get off. Wouter has made the move on Steinos. Is Steinos getting very squirmy? Sebastian has left the session. Very unfortunate race for him. Yes, it has. Thank you for that, Steely. We can use. Yeah, we can use the clip. Cod Camper has been passed by Björn. Now must have got better traction with. With the battery. I'm going to say battery. You know, let's just call this British Silverstone. Every corner's now Stowe. Screw it. Every corner's Stowe. Very, very... A lot of wheel spin there from Cod Camper on the exit of the hairpin. But Björn is on the back of Alessio. Alessio, we got a yellow flag in sector 2, which I believe is Steinos, who is going slowly. Got some grass on his tyres, so must have... And he's got end plate damage. That is big for Steinos' race. He's spent 8 laps on his tyres, and he spins on as he takes a very nice line, gets a 10-second time penalty. Sure. And Steinos has got a 10-second time penalty. And will he come in at the end of this lap? He will come in. He's going to serve his 10-second time penalty now as he retires from the session. Very unfortunate for Steinos' race. He was running quite well and then went side by side with Killian at the final chicane, and then it just didn't go well for him. Yeah, Steinos doesn't like that hairpin, but so we're back with 10 drivers at the moment. 10 drivers. Points do go down to the top 15 in IIRL. But that does mean every driver will be scoring points, as should be mentioned. I can't remember the full points tally, but first gets 20 points and second gets first gets 25 points and second gets 20 points, I believe. I think that's the way. I should know this, but I do not know it off the top of my head. But Björn is in the running seat for 25 points at the moment. Of course, there is no fastest lap point anymore, so there will be no point for the fastest lap. But for the sake of funniness, Björn does have the fastest lap by 0.6 to Alessio in P2, who is yet to come in. So we've got second, third and fourth are the only drivers yet to pit in this race. It's very, very interesting. As Steinos is not too happy with the game, but yeah, COD is just, that's gap to the leader, Red Dragon. Sorry, that's my bad. Is off the back of Alessio now. But Björn does have that for the second gap to second place. Which this battle of this train has been going on for a little while now, and I imagine it will carry on to the end of this race. We haven't had a full safety car yet, but if we do get one, that will definitely bring it into the hands of the drivers. Very spread out. This will, if a safety car does come out, it will definitely not help Björn at all. And Killian at the moment just biding his time. He does have 3-second time penalty, so he's definitely not going to be trying to mess around here. Oh, we've got confirmation that Deflated We did know about his drive-through, but Mark, his engineer, told him to serve it while he was going through the final chicane. Not great work from the Aston Martin mechanics. Oh, back up to, I mean, Björn is just running away with it at this point. Mark needs sacking, the TV crew needs sacking, everyone needs sacking. We might as well just start like a mass culling of everyone. That's probably the best way to go about it. Yeah, I would have thought about maybe the power of DRS is helping the COD Alessio Killian train stay ahead and is stopping 1010 from gaining too much. Everyone's just kind of biding their own races at the moment. This battle for P2 is the closest one we have on track. No, we'll just let this watch out at the moment. 1010 is trying his very, very best to catch up to the back of this train. Camper has now got a 8-second gap to Björn, so Björn has very much run away with this. Björn has been absolutely dominant this race. There's another big smoky there. Yeah, I mean, unless they're holding out for maybe a safety car or something, it's got to be very, very close to them thinking about boxing, as they all decide to continue on. Killian definitely got a warning there, I'd imagine. Mia 1010 is catching very, very slowly so far. He gained 3/10 in the last lap. No, 1010's tyre wear is definitely not. It's definitely working in his favour. Alessio's still on the back. They've really... Is it raining? It's raining! It's raining! Oh my days! I did not know there was going to be rain, but I did notice it was starting to get cloudy. But it is raining! It is raining! And Marlborough is the first to take effects to this wet weather. We did not know it was going to be raining. That's why they were holding out for so long. And Marlborough is first to go on to the intermediates. Björn continues on. That feels a bit shaky. But Cog is in. Alessio is in. Killian is in. 1010 will surely follow them in. 1010 continues on. We are getting a range of strategies here. Red Dragon saying too early. I think it might be very, very close. Wouter gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. David continues on until he makes it to the pit lane, obviously. But David now pits. Max will surely follow them in. He does. Rothwell will follow them in, even though he's a ghost. And Marlborough is just about to be lapped by Björn. Unfortunate for him, but Björn will be coming in. So we'll see how much time can be gained by Camper, Alessio, and Killian. While they, as 1010 gets a 3-second time penalty, unfortunate for him. The DRS has officially been enabled as 1010 goes straight on. Those conditions are definitely not suited and booted. So we'll see where, as Max is out of the session, and there's a safety car! No way! There's Marlborough, and that Max crashed here. So Max definitely did not enjoy those conditions for that. Max. That means that Björn and 1010 have played an absolute blinder of a strategy by staying out just that one extra lap. And in fact, no, it hasn't worked for 1010. I spoke too soon. 1010 is still in the pit lane. But I believe 1010... Do you have wing damage? I'm not sure, but he will come out in P5. But the safety car does mean that this battle for the top 3 is going to get very, very interesting. We'll remind people of the penalties as we have Wouter, who's just got rid of a 10-second time penalty. We've got Marlborough on 3, David on 3, 1010 on 6. That's definitely not going to help him for the rest of this race. And Killian on 3, which won't affect him too much unless Wouter can thwart his plans. But as we wait for them to catch up to the safety car here. But Björn is now lost his entire gap. Yeah, Wouter is on for a very, very good result there. It's very unfortunate for Max. I don't know what happened to him, but wow, I didn't even notice that, Steely. Wow, that's incredible. Unless Björn gets overtaken or Cod gets overtaken, then this might be the first race where all finishers, first race I can think of, where all finishers have gained positions and no one has lost a place. But very, very calm safety car here as we allow everyone else to catch up. Marlboro will be the last one back to the pack. We usually get about 3-4 laps under the safety car. As Marlboro pits in again for, I imagine, another set of the intermediates. That does make this very, very interesting for the final laps of the race. Yeah, exactly. Tyres will be lovely and toasty as it is outside right now, outside of my house. We just are waiting now for 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th to catch up to the back of the pack. Yeah, imagine if it went back to dry, that would be incredible. Of course, my weather team has been fired because they are useless and they don't tell me anything. So I do not know. But if it does get dry all of a sudden, then we are here for it. Yeah, I have fired a lot of the crew, the TV crew that works with me. I have fired the stats team at one point. I've replaced the weather team again. I think it'd be like the 4th or 5th time I've done that now. I've replaced the graphics team because they ruined my. I wasn't getting notified about fastest laps but safety car is in this lap, so it does mean that Marlboro unfortunately won't be able to catch to the back of the pack. But as Björn will get us under the way here. So we watch as he waits and waits and waits and will slow everyone down. And he will bide his time, waiting for his moment as he does the safety car sling thingy. I don't know what to call it, the left, right, left, right. And he is not going yet, he's not going, he's not going, he's not going, he's not going, he is not going yet, he's not going, this is very, very slow. The safety car is now into the pit lane, he's gone, he's gone, he's gone, he's legged it, he's legged it, he's legged it. If Björn loses his race, this will be very unlucky for him. And he was able to gain a 5/10 gap as Wouter and David are battling here. A bit of contact there, nothing too serious. There's a little bit of tap on the wall there for one of the cars as Max has now left the session. He got very, very unfortunate with his race and being the one who brought out the safety car. And Björn's gap is now just under a second here. He got very. He's now pulled away a second, so he's got 7 laps to keep Camper and keep building this pace. That does mean that now, unless gaps are forming here. Gaps are forming. And we now have the closest battle now is between Wouter and David. As you look here from the final chicane, everyone is sliding around very mortally. Ghostwell now be looking at. Hello Stanyos, it's a very unfortunate situation you found yourself in. As Cod Camper, I thought Cod Camper just hit the wall and got some damage. It doesn't look like it. I don't know what you're talking about, Steinhaus. This game is amazing. This game is class. It's the best game. That's a big lock up there from Cod Camper. Tire wear is very difficult to manage on this game. You have to be very careful with your tires. You have to manage them a lot more. The Cod Camper is keeping within that second range of Björn, but Björn is still keeping a very cool and calm head. Alessio's still rolling around in P3 and Killian in P4 currently. Looked like a little tap on the wall there for Killian, but not too serious. As we are down to the last 5 laps of this race, 10-10 is catching Killian very nicely. Yeah, I don't know who would pay for setups. Like, there's not really any point, like, to me. As Celie said, it just depends where you get them. Like, I personally would never pay for them because I just see it as a waste of money. But 10-10, back to the on-track action. Killian is being looked at as being caught by 10-10. Of course, is on his return season in IIRL. Björn is leading the way. Wouter has made his way past David. David getting very unfortunate. It looked like he went straight onto the grass. He went straight on at turn 1. Wall touch there from one of these cars. No damage though, fortunately. Oh, as 10-10 gets another 3-second time penalty. He goes straight on. That is not good. That puts him up to, I believe, 9 seconds now. And that is not what 10-10 wants. Because that puts him behind David, I believe, now. And maybe even behind Ghostwell. But there are no battles on the track currently, except for this one. Doesn't really mean anything because Killian does have less time penalties than, as David gets another 3-second time penalty. That is so very unfortunate. And 10-10 is struggling out there. it is not going well for him. That does mean that in his debut race, Alessio is going to be on the podium. But Alessio is fighting Cod Camper here for P2. Marlboro gets a 3-second time penalty. Very unfortunately, he's been on his own, bless him. He's been on his own the entirety of, since the safety car restart. The fact he's still made it through this race is absolutely incredible. Alessio is going to potentially have a look at making the move on Cod Camper as Ghostwell makes his way past David. As we go back to Alessio, which is the battle we're all interested in, as Björn does run away with it, maybe Alessio can get close enough to make the move on Cod Camper. Yeah, you're right, Cod has slightly backed off the pace a little bit. Maybe has a bit too much tyre wear. Maybe he's not been saving his tyres enough. So he will have been let down in that sense. And now Alessio might have a look into the hairpin. How many time penalties does Killian has? Killian has 3 seconds, 1010 has 9, David has 6, and Marlboro also has 6. Ruta will be in for a great result here. Alessio is looking much more punchy towards that rear end of the Red Bull. And he does look very squirmy as well himself. Oh, he's got this lap and next lap to maybe make some move. This is going to be a very close finish. You are very right, Steely. This battle for the end of this race, because, well, no one wants to see a single car on his own, even though Björn has been absolutely dominant this race and has been quite easily the most confident man on the track. Björn is about to cross the line for the final lap of this race. Alessio not getting a penalty there. It might be very close to it as Wuta gets a 3-second time penalty. That is big! That is big. It's not going to be P4 like he so would have wished. But that does mean, I think that'll still put him down to up to P5. That is not what Wuta would have wanted. That's not what Wuta would have wanted. Especially on the final lap, he will be very disappointed with himself, and Alessio is not close enough to make any move on Cod Camper at the moment. But as it stands, this man has been absolutely dominant all race, and he will cross. He's been far and out the quickest man on the track, and he's celebrating already. Look at him go. He has absolutely walked this race, and it has been absolutely amazing to see. And he will celebrate crossing the line. The V-carb mechanics will be going wild, and it is a win for Björn. And Camper will cross the line P2. Alessio will cross the line P3 in his debut race. Killian will cross the line P4. 1010 P5, but Wuta will go ahead in P5 as 1010 is in the wall. Ghostwell will be P6, but he has not been here, so we'll see about that. And David is P8, and Malbro is going to do some lovely donuts to celebrate P9. Yeah, GG Björn, you absolutely smashed it, mate. That was incredible. Yeah, I was going to say, so it will be P6 for 1010, P7 for David, and P8 for Malbro. As Malbro gets a 10-second time penalty, he's just happy to be here. There's not what, and he's going to reverse across the line. And there we go, that is the end of this Canadian GP. I was very eventful after the safety car came out. And then the weather started and we got the safety. Oh my, absolutely. But here he is. Björn Beast. Absolutely top-notch stuff from him. Todd Camper, P2. We thought he was going to be caught by Alessio at the end. He was not. He managed to stay ahead. The conditions and the tyre were proving not enough for Alessio to make the move. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Red Dragon. I enjoyed watching it as well, being able to share it with you lot. That was a great first round to our open season. Race winner Björn Beast. Driver of the day going to Ghostwell, but yeah, and 1010 getting the most overtakes. Lovely stuff. But for the first race of Canada, Björn Beast, or Björn absolutely dominant, getting P1. Camper P2, Alessio P3 on the podium. Killian P4, Wuta P5, 1010 P6, David P7, Malbro P8 after getting a lot of penalties, and Max Steinos, Deflated Wee, Sebastian, and Ghostwell, unfortunately, DNFing. That was a very nice race to watch. I hope you lot enjoyed it. We're hoping that numbers in the next couple of weeks will be picked up, so there'll be more drivers and more battles on track, and maybe the potentiality of more safety cars. Don't think we want more, but you know, anything is possible in open tier. It is open for anyone in the league to walk into, and they can enjoy it, and it is going to be the more casual-ish league racing style. But that has been an end for open tier round 1. We will be back on Sunday for the first round of assist tier. Your boy will be driving in the V-carb car, which has run the race today, and I believe Deflated Wee and Snacks will be back on commentary for you. And then on Tuesday next week, you will have Killian back for what will be the first, I think it's the first sprint weekend of the Austrian Grand Prix. Let me just confirm that for you. That is correct. It will be an Austrian sprint weekend next week. So we will be back on, we got Austria sprint next week. So that has been it from me. Catch you at 7:30 on Sunday evening UK time, and that is it from me.